Alright champ, what do all these have in common? The answer is practice. Those skills weren't given to them, they were earned. Now I'm not preaching that you should practice. What do I look like, your fucking mother? I'm just saying, if you're gonna practice, put effort and emphasis into the practice itself. Now this has already been coined deliberate practice by K. Anders Ericsson in the early 90s, who said this about it. Structured, goal-orientated activity aimed at improving performance. It prioritized quality time spent practicing over total time spent practicing. This is great. I'm sure we're all in agreement that this is great. But then my next question is, how the fuck do we actually do the deliberate practicing? Ethan, you know how. You've got 6 points to help you practice effectively. That's the point of the video. Oh, thanks a bunch, Anders. Yeah, no, that's great. Thanks, mate. Spent all this time building it up for it to be something, you know, time and effort and everything, and you just go ruin it like that. Go drop the bombshell, as they say. No worries, mate. I do have those 6 points, though.
Star Command, do you copy? Horseman, Star Command, do you copy? I have a laser. I will use it. Don't want to be in the way when my laser goes off.
Now, the first point is this. Make an excuse to have some damn fun with it. I have practiced a lot of things in my life, a lot of things that I have given up after the fact because you force yourself to practice it. And when you force yourself to practice it, or you force yourself to do something in that practice that isn't really that fun, and you put no effort into making it fun, you don't want to do it. Which is why I'm building this. I'm here to tell you the plan. The plan. I don't want to say I'm original or anything when I speak. Which fucking lead is it? Fuck, I unplugged the wrong thing. I got given this light a few months back. I have issue with them. I take issue against them. It reminds me too much of the Pixar light. And every time I used to watch Pixar, the Pixar light itself, it just felt like it had an ominous vibe to it. It felt like something was wrong with it. There was something just evil in its spirit. I think it's the way it went, and it would sit on the, what was it, the P or the I, and it would just go. Didn't like that. Did not like that. So I got given this and I thought, well, it's not a bad light for doing arts and crafts, but it needs to change as a result of that. If you do something fun with it, you'll enjoy the process and you'll definitely learn from it. If it's fun and not boring, you'll learn from it more. It's an excuse to do something fun. I think a lot of people think you need a reason to do something fun, a little reason to do something you wouldn't normally do. You don't. The excuse is you're practicing, you're having fun, because there are so many times where you do something completely separate to what you want to do, and suddenly the answer comes, or that little break provides enough for you to get that thing right once you come back to it.
Just those outside cues can give you a way in to solve a problem that you wouldn't solve if you were sitting and working on it.
Take this off and replace it with an empty bottle. Cut the bottom out, cut the side out, stick it onto the light like that. Most of it has to be the bottom. The bottom's got to be midnight blue to represent standing on the starry night across the skies. And then the whole stem has to be bright gold. And that'll either come up with some really fucking nice light for arts and crafts, or now the first word that came to head was abomination. Slow down. Now, I absolutely suck at this to the point where I'm considering getting a tattoo on my arm of like a stop or a slow down sign. School around 20 mile an hour zone, just to remind me, it wants me to go slow here. I should consider the safety of others. If I have a goal that I really want to do, and I'm really motivated to do it, I speed up. I get so into it that I'm just go, which is good, but it's bad because it never results in better results. If your aim is to practice something and you're speeding up and you're rushing it, even if it's with good intention, you're not doing it right. Look, I'm taking my own advice here. What you're seeing is me take literally an hour to cut 2 small spherical holes out of a fucking spray paint can. This is me heeding my own advice, because if I didn't heed my own advice, What would that make me? This is okay. This is what happens. I get really into doing something. I take my time and I'm really methodical, and then I see progress. I see that progress, and my brain just goes. Ding! Every muscle in my body just wants more fucking progress. Give me more fucking progress. I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna slow down. Do you know what? No, do you know what I'm actually gonna do? I'm gonna treat myself to a little snack. Hopefully, I would have remembered to slow down a little bit so we can get started on the next part, which is painting the frame. You read a book. That was me reading the book super fucking quick. That was a 400-page book I just read in 2 seconds. Now, let's read it again. Oh, interesting. See the difference? I took it in, and it can be hard to slow down, but every time you feel yourself speeding up, just take a second. Step away for 2 seconds and just remind yourself to slow down. It'll make the practice 10 times more worthwhile. Okie dokie. We're down on the floor because obviously my box is on the floor. I have sanded all of the parts that need to be sanded before they get spray painted. I have covered the wires. In the art of slowing down, normally I would speed through that. I fucking hate sanding. I hate the art of picking up the sandpaper. I hate the art of changing grits. I hate fucking everything about sanding. Alright, I really do. But I thought, no, Ethan, take your own advice. Take your own advice, for God's sakes, take your own advice. Took my own advice, and I've just finished doing all of this, and it only took a measly 3.5 hours. Silence. Sitting in silence is possibly one of the best things you can do if you're trying to retain something and if you're trying to practice something for multiple reasons. Let's run through them together. Flow. We're going to get slightly philosophical with it, and I do apologise, I had to find the book. The book is this, and I won't read the whole thing out to you, but they say concentrating on one thing at a time may be the single most important factor in achieving flow. Now, I think when I read this, everyone's going to go, oh yeah, duh. And that's fair enough. By Jove, it's one of the best things we can experience as human beings. Getting 2 hours on and going, oh, where the fuck am I? And realising you've just bashed the fuck out of 2 hours of work, just unparalleled power. It only gets there if you sit with the thing. It can be uncomfortable for 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes. Sometimes it will take a real struggle to feel like you're actually finally getting somewhere and not just stewing in your own silence and thinking about the existential crisis of government. Those are the sort of times where I sit in complete silence, is when I'm either taking something apart and I'm going to need to put it back together, because so many times have I taken something apart, thought, I've took it apart, I'll be able to put it back together. Would you believe me if I said I can't fucking put it back together? So this is actually the first time this arrived today. So I'm doing this in complete silence. I need utter concentration. Holy fuck, dog, what the fuck? Oh. Yeah, right. Sitting in silence really helps all the time, but it really helps when you're problem solving. I get it. God, when something fucks you off, when something really fucks you off, it is frustrating, because having something external you may not think is making you more frustrated, but I promise you, as someone who has watched Moist Critical whilst trying to figure out a problem and taken it out on Charlie for no fucking reason, the man's done nothing wrong, he's in my screen. Take it away. You'll be less frustrated if you sit in silence and you try and solve a hard problem. I think there are times where absolutely listen to a podcast, listen to the music you want. When you're doing things that don't involve something you're really trying to learn that's new. Stick on the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack. Stick on the 50 Shades Darker if it takes that long. You make it look like it's magic. Space to make mistakes. This one, I think, is oddly enough one of the most important ones. When you practice something you really need to practice, or you practice something you really want to get right, you end up getting so annoyed at yourself when you make a mistake. You make a mistake, you get super frustrated because, oh, you fucking idiot, you shouldn't have made that fucking mistake. Why are you so useless? And Yeah, all the etc. We've all been there. And when it's something we care about, we get annoyed that we make mistakes. If you make a mistake and all you're doing is getting frustrated at yourself, you are not going to do it right the next time. You're not going to do it the time after that. I needed to depressurize the spray paint can before ripping it open a new one. So my dumbass thought, well, you know, the one place to do that is on some new brand new garden furniture. I'm just writing on the mistakes list. When emptying spray paint can, put tissue underneath it to avoid staining fucking furniture. Oh, it's fine. It's just like a pigeon who shit himself pulling ATGs. Bit of paper underneath. If you listen slowly, it is still letting out some pressure. You've got to allow yourself space to make those mistakes. As soon as you allow yourself space to make mistakes, you're not going to be fueled with the hatred of 1,000 eternal fucking damnation souls, repented to hell for what they've done, repented to hell and hate it. You're not going to be... You should be fine if you make mistakes, because that's the point. Because then if you make a mistake, you note it down, and when you go back to doing the real thing, you know that mistake that you're prone to, you know that mistake that you've made before, and you got more chance of not doing it again. Analog is your best friend when you're practicing something. This is my version. Don't laugh at it. Alice already gives me fucking shit for this. It's not funny. It's not bullyable. It's cute and honest and admirable, okay? I have field notes. This is book number 2, okay? I'm blushing a little bit because I've been bullied for this book. In this book, when I practice something or when I do something I don't know what I'm doing, anything that I'm doing that I'm not sure of or I'm practicing, I write everything down on here. Every mistake I make, everything I do right, why I think that went wrong, why I think that went right. For multiple reasons. Firstly, do not use a computer. Yes, they're in front of you all the time. Yes, you have a notes app. Yes, I use the notes app for some things too, because yes, it is easier and more accessible than a book. But the book will always win. Albeit there is one caveat to this. I do think there are times when digital can be more helpful than analog, like this situation. We're going to reverse engineer it. You going to crack on? This is the complete unit. I just sit there talking shit to myself about what I'm doing. Most of the time it's absolute bollocks and unusable, but at least I've got the video so I can visually see what I'm doing. The metal wants to go on top, and at the bottom... When you are actually writing something other than typing something, the processing time to get it down on the page is so much slower, and it gives your brain more time to think about something else. Maybe you think of something else that went wrong, or maybe you think of a solution to a problem and you write it down, because you've had that processing time as you're writing to really clearly understand what it is that you're writing down, instead of tippity typing away at the speed of fucking Flash Gordon, and you get absolutely nothing out of it apart from, oh, okay, it's written down in sans serif and maybe I'll come back to it. Another good use for analog is to write down any measurements you need for the project, along with any questions you may have. You don't just have to write mistakes. I think I've prefaced it. You should write mistakes, things you did good, and the most important one, questions. Oh, because these questions, you jot them down, go on a piece of paper, then you can forget about them, and then you can answer them. Another thing this allows, I've just thought of, this good old list. What have I mentioned so far? Questions, mistakes, and good things. What it also can do is you can write down things to remember that you want to do. It's fucking brilliant. So what I'm writing here is that the wire is a tad too long on the inside. So I think I'll just do a simple stick wire to top of spray can. So I know I'm going to come back to it, I can just stick it on top of the spray can. No one tells this fucking that's just a to-do list. Let him think that for the rest of his days. Bollocks, okay? If you make a mistake, or you think you found a solution to something, and you go, I'll remember that. Yeah, I'll remember that. That's it. It's in here, isn't it? This is a fortress. This is Fort Knox. Nothing ever leaves this brain. It's going to leave your brain. Write it down. Then you can forget about it. It's in the physical space. It's going nowhere. It's going nowhere. Unless it's burnt, it gets wet, stolen, or you lose it. Other than that, it's going nowhere. It stays with you at all times. And then once it's written down and you can forget about it, you allow yourself space to think of more things because you don't have to worry about something slipping out of Fort Knox up here. Number 6, the end product doesn't matter. Don't forget that this is practice. And this is the point of practice. The point of practice is to practice. The point of practice is to get it wrong. The point of practice is to get better. The end result of what happens when you come out of practice is nothing but positive if you practice deliberately. If you practice with meaning and you come out and you feel like you haven't got better in the slightest, you have. You have. You genuinely have. You're going to come out much better, because you're going to have a better process to come and practice next time, and you're going to retain more for when you come back and practice next time. But if it goes wrong, who cares? It's quite a small space I'm in that I have to do this in, and a lot of the spray paint dust is flying everywhere. I didn't want to get it on my clothes.
Hey, get the fuck up out my face. Money tucked inside the safe. If you ask me what I want, what you brought me in the case. Dodging ops, getting guap. Get the fuck up out my way. I'm forever on the race till they catch me in the chase. Get the
Look at this.
Don't go down the mines. Heed the words that I tell you.